In this video, we have an exclusive interview with a 17-year-old child that is going to walk you through how he makes $50,000 per month, every single month, with his agency.
So our agency, we do roughly 50,000 MRR and we've done over 100,000 cash collected.
Now, if you're going to watch any video on YouTube about how to start an agency, it better not be any other video than this. You better not click on, the Iman Godzi video that's on the right side, on the sidebar. This video is probably going to be very insightful because there's a lot of things that I personally resonate with on how Parsa even got started as a beginner, from going from watching my videos to actually taking action and facing the rejections over and over again. Parsa, which is the name of the person I'm interviewing today, is a very interesting person, and I think he has a lot of knowledge to actually transmit to anyone that wants to get started in seriously growing an agency or any business of that matter. So with that said, let's get into it. All right, guys, so we are here with Parsa. So Parsa scaled his agency to, what is it now? 50,000 a month?
Yeah, around 50,000 a month and around 100,000 cash collected.
100,000 cash collected. So that'll be in the title. And Parsa achieved this when he was 17, which is just, absolutely phenomenal. He just graduated. In fact, you just came back from a graduation party to
Exactly.
record
Yeah.
this. So yeah, man, I'm honestly very curious. What do you do? Like, what does your agency do? And I'm sure you can walk us through like your service delivery, etc. But just run us through it. Like, what is it you guys do as a service?
Yeah, absolutely. So the niche that we're in is the med spa and medical niche. So we provide a variety of paid advertising for their aesthetic services, some stuff regarding weight loss, hormone therapy, regenerative medicine. So pretty much everything in the medical niche, we help them get appointments and patients for.
How many like appointments are you guys getting?
Yeah, so we have quite a new style system. We, directly book them appointments on the calendar from the ad. So at times we work on 90-day contracts. We're getting them anywhere between 300 to 400 appointments, at their minimum ad spend. But at the same time, with some clients, we've gotten over 1,000 appointments. Some of our clients spend closer to 50,000 a month on ad spend. They have multiple locations. So for those, we also use a bit of AI to get them appointments and manage all those bookings. So our agency, we do roughly 50,000 MRR and we've done over 100,000 cash collected. As you guys can see here from this one processor, in May, we did about 56. This is our credit card processor. And then on QuickBooks here, you guys can see some of our most recent sales. We usually take ACH. We also take a bunch of wires as well. So that's kind of roughly the numbers we're doing right now.
Okay. And you guys do like, how is it structured? Is it like on a monthly basis? I remember last time you mentioned you do pay in fulls.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do a mix. Overall, I believe that we need time to work with the client. A big thing that the agency space is missing is product. Everyone's so focused on sales. So to make sure our product is delivered the best and our team, our client success managers can actually meet with them, coach them, and make them better business owners, we usually structure all our first time offers on a 90-day basis. So they have to stay with us for 3 months from the get-go. We don't want to just jump in monthly and then have them leave just because we didn't have enough time to implement our services. So yes, we usually do larger packages, like anything between $10,000 for 3 months to $15,000 for 3 months. Those are called PIFs. But other times we do take people monthly. It's just on a 3-month contract.
Right. If they're a little bit skeptical.
Absolutely. We want to
Yeah.
take everyone in because we know our product will deliver after they come in.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I see here every day you have made a sale. So like I'm just curious, how are you guys getting your appointments right now? Like how does that
Yeah.
work?
One of my biggest mistakes, and I'll go ahead and jump into the calendar so you guys can see some of the demos that we're taking right now. One of my biggest mistakes when I started in the agency space is I was afraid to spend money. Everything I would get from my agency, I would think, okay, this is profit, this is for me. I was not reinvesting back into the business. I was afraid of spending too much and not being able to close because I was terrible at sales. And honestly, on the sales calls, I kind of looked super young. So everyone would say that, and really no one would buy from me.
Yeah.
So that was a big problem I had. Another thing is I've been in school ever since I ran this agency. I was in pretty much junior year of high school, and I just graduated about 6 days ago. As you guys can see in my calendar, for the past whatever time up until about 2 p.m., I couldn't even take any calls. So the biggest thing that I was focusing on is filling up my calendar after school. As you guys can see, pretty much up until 7 or even sometimes 8 p.m., I'm taking demos. And I just learned that, listen, the best way to get good at sales is to have calls and to practice. So I took some time, I allocated some of the funds, and I said, I have to spend this much on the business monthly minimum. And that's when more interest started filling up. I hired an appointment setter to take those while I'm in school. And then he would set those demos for right after I come back from school, for me to take them. And just to jump into some of the things we do, this is our live B2B ad account where we
Okay.
run B2B
So
ads.
these are the this is your ad account for getting clients for the agency.
Exactly. So basically, as you guys can see, we've spent over 27,000 on this account only. We've spent a lot more total. But as you guys know, leads are super flaky, even for the clients that we service in the agency. So similar to what we do for our clients, we like to get direct appointments. So we're sending these people from the ad to the funnel where we do qualification questions, asking them how much are they doing monthly in their business, how much revenue they'd like to collect from our service, and a couple other things to make sure that the demos that I have time to take are qualified.
Yeah. What does the ad look like? I mean, now I'm curious. What does the ad look like? The funnel look like? You mind sharing that? I don't want to, invade too much, but I'll try and blur as much as I can.
Yeah, so this is one of the ads that we're running right now. As I mentioned, really primarily appeal to the aesthetics, regenerative medicine, hormone, and a bit of the weight loss space. So a lot of people think that you need a complicated video ad or something with that's professionally edited with a lot of subtitles. But the thing that you guys have to understand is you guys are conveying this to real owners, real doctors, real people that just need to see what you're doing immediately while they're scrolling on their phones. So the thing that we've done here is we just created a simple ad with two colors with a black background. So they immediately see 30, then they see the niche. They're familiar with these keywords because they're working in that profession every day. And then we go ahead and hit them with a guarantee so that it appeals to them. They're like, listen, my business is doing this. I'm not getting enough patients. These guys can guarantee it. Let me see what they're about.
Yeah.
And basically what we do is we then send them to a landing page similar to this one. So what we're doing here is we're readdressing what they
Yeah.
saw in that ad. As I said, these doctors are always looking to grow their business that they've put blood, sweat, and tears in. So this emotionally appeals to them. And what we've done here is we've added even extra value. So they know there's going to be patients guaranteed, but then we told them that we're going to get 350 appointments or we literally work for free, right? So who would say no to that? And then, as I said, guys, it doesn't need to be too complicated. This is a simple funnel that took us like 10 minutes to make. White background, nice testimonial here from one of our clients that grew their business exponentially. And that's, literally all we do.
Wow. Okay. So really, the thing we have to mention here is that you have testimonials, which not every agency owner has because I would argue actually they just focus on getting the sale when in reality if you actually just I think what you did is that you started cold calling to get your clients and you kind of dropped the price down to around like you said $200 a month to get some clients in the door to get them, to trust you, then get a testimonial, like deliver a phenomenal service, so that you get that testimonial video and then you can then use that in your marketing material and it just takes off from there because you just turn on the ads, you have the VSL ready and you also have the service delivery dialed in. Is that what you did?
Yeah, absolutely, Thomas. So when I started, it was about, just last year, beginning of 2023. Whenever I started out, I knew that I had to get people, into my system so I could deliver for them. The best thing about the agency space is that your faith is in your hands. Basically, if you deliver for these clients, they will stay, they'll earn you more and more money. The best thing I like is when my fate is in my hands, because I know that if I work hard, if I deliver for them, then that'll just build my agency up. So with that being said, my first ever client was not even 297 a month. It was 297 for 1 year. And my Stripe closed down, but I could show you guys from that one client, I spent every single week doing check-in calls with them for about 6 months until I actually kind of left them. And basically, I only charged them 297 for an entire year of ads management, every creative, every offer that they wanted to run. I did it all. I did unlimited check-ins with them because I knew that that was the only way, with me being so young, with me being so inexperienced, that they would even consider my offer. So what I did is I went ahead and serviced them. I did every single bit of work that they required, and I got them to stay for a while so that they get me testimonials. So
Yeah.
similar to
Yeah.
Ed here,
And
we did a good job.
yeah, and so that you do at the end of the day get that offer, because people can make these bold claims, but ultimately they're going to jump on a call with you and they're going to quickly figure out, okay, this guy maybe isn't legit, and this ad is like just kind of misled me. But I saw your sales calls, and it's just clear, like you're not really pitching them. You're just showing them like, okay, here is like our client ad account. Here's like their calendar. Here's everything. Do you have any questions? Then you just take in the questions, and then it's a deal. So my question to you, and I think everyone else is wondering, like, what is your service delivery process? Can we dive into that?
Yeah, absolutely. Just like I show our clients, I'm just going to dive right into the ad account so you guys can see. This is literally one of our clients' live ad accounts that's running ads right now. You guys can see these two ads at the top. These two ad sets are active. So similar what we do for our agency, we do for our clients. So instead of getting them garbage leads that don't answer the phone and that they can't literally do anything with, we get
Right.
them direct appointments onto their calendar. So
Mm,
from the ad, we send them to a funnel. And then from that funnel, they're actually going ahead, seeing all their information and booking on their calendar for an appointment. So as you can see, this ad set got 200 appointments, this approaching 300. And we've been working with these guys for over 7 months, and they've expanded to like 5 or 6 locations. So yes, on my sales calls, I literally just jump into an ad account like this because there's no faking numbers like these. Like we're getting $17 per appointment for them right now. And I just go through everything. In addition, I go ahead and show them some of our service delivery. So this is an actual client, the same client that ad account was. And this is just how many appointments we're getting. You can see on a month scale, they're pretty much booked out every day, every week.
wow, that is insane. Because I saw lead ads in there. Do you have like an AI follow-up process? Because right now it's a big problem. Like a lot of business owners, they don't have the time to get back to leads that maybe haven't scheduled an appointment, or maybe they did schedule an appointment, but they still want to have, like, they still have that conversation via text. Do you have a process there?
Yeah, exactly. You're completely right, Thomas. These business owners, they have to run their business at the end of the day, just like, we are running our agencies. So they don't have time to be in the nits and grits of the everyday calling, the everyday follow-up, because at the end of the day, we're getting them a lot of people to talk to. So with that being said, yes, we do run lead ads just to get them volume, and especially on a local basis, we usually target leads. But with that being said, all of these people are then nurtured by AI. So similar to the stuff that you're doing, we have some AI implemented here. As you can see, as soon as this person went ahead and contacted them, literally yesterday, the AI immediately kicked in, introduced them by their name, introduced the staff member, which is our client,
Yeah.
and immediately they responded at the same time that this AI message went out, because the AI is fast. It doesn't depend on a human messaging them, which could take time.
Yeah.
Immediately by this yes, it understood that that's a positive reaction, and it said, have you ever tried this treatment? Because that depends on what they're going to offer them. When it's went ahead and said no, the AI said, awesome, let's get you booked, sent them their calendar link. And as you can see, literally after 4 minutes of the initial contact with this person, they booked an appointment for the next day.
Yeah.
And then, they confirmed the appointment. So that's how fast we can get someone that we've never met onto their calendar.
Yeah. And this honestly could never really have happened, even if it was just the receptionist for the clinic, because she would be busy with another client. And so, yeah, AI, definitely it's a game changer. To
100%.
yeah, yeah, to get these patients booked in. What else do you have?
Yeah. So, I mean, as I said, we like to make it as easy as possible for our clients. From the beginning, as I mentioned, agency owners are oftentimes just focused on that initial sale and not actually focused on retaining their clients and giving results. Because at the end of the day, if you guys can't give results, you're on a hamster wheel. You guys are just constantly selling and losing, and there's always going to be chargebacks and not a good name for your business. So what we like to do is we like to make it as easy as possible for our clients. We book everyone on their calendar. We have AI to go ahead and follow up with leads on a local basis. We organize every single person that ever enters their pipeline into a complete opportunities tab so they can see exactly whoever's received treatment, exactly how much money they've generated, how many people they need to follow up with, all that good stuff. And most importantly, we track all our numbers. So whatever they're spending on advertising, whatever is their cost per acquisition, whatever is their close rate, because at the end of the day, we're giving them all this information. They can't track it themselves. They just don't know how to. And that overall makes them a better business owner. We're not trying to get them more patients necessarily or generate them more revenue. That's just what the front end is. We're trying to make them better business owners, establish a relationship with us, so that they can grow their business.
Hey guys, so if you're wondering what software Parsa is using in this video, I just wanted to jump in here and let you know that the software is called Go High Level, because I get a lot of comments of people asking me, what software am I using? What software are these people using generally in this video? It is called Go High Level. Usually it's a 14-day free trial, okay? But they actually have given me a 30-day free trial, so you have an extended additional period of days. You have another 2 weeks to get the software for free if you use the link below. Okay, I've actually introduced Parsa to this software, so he's actually told me that he has specifically discovered High Level from one of my videos. And yeah, it goes without saying that I personally use this software also on a day-to-day basis. I have used it to scale an agency to 6 figures and am now using it to scale a SaaS to 7 and 8 figures eventually. Also, another cool benefit that you get by using the link below is that you will also get access to a bunch of exclusive content that I have never released before on YouTube, interviews with people just like Parsa who have scaled to 6 figures, 7 figures with their agency, along with other pieces of educational content where I teach you how to use the software from my 3 years at this point experience, having used it for my agency and having seen other very, very successful agency owners use it for their agency. So with that said, let's go back to the video. So, honestly, from my perspective, I've started my agency a while ago, and I can only give my opinions on what it is, on how it has been, so far to have started an agency, like what it's taken, on a personal side. What would be one piece of advice that you would give to your past self when you first started this agency that would have gotten you where you are at right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to give two pieces of advice, and I'll actually kind of draw it out for you guys. Whenever you're starting out, and this was me when I was starting out, I was lazy. Right? I just didn't know what to do. My head was cluttered. Do I need to do this? Why am I not selling? So many questions in my head. You guys have to break it down to one thing. I'm going to draw it right here. It's called Saka. Now, I know my handwriting's not great, but this is just setting appointments and closing appointments. At the beginning, you guys aren't going to have money for ad spend, right? And even if you do, I recommend still just cold calling. That's going to be the biggest way to go ahead and set appointments and practice your sales. I was doing anywhere between 100 to 150 cold calls every single day after school, simply because I would get so many no's that I needed more calls to at least get one or two yeses. Now, as I said before, with those one or two yeses that I would get on a demo call, I would literally sell them on anything. I sold my first client for $297 for a whole year. I was making zero money, but I knew that I could get a testimonial, right?
Experience as well. Yeah.
Exactly. I know that I could learn how to run ads because I had no clue. Like I just lied to them. I had no clue how to get them patients. I needed them to give me their money so that,
Yeah.
I could start learning. So not only do you get testimonial if you prove yourself, but you can also learn with their ad budget. And most importantly, you can get better at sales. All you guys need to do is set appointments, close appointments, set appointment, close appointments. You get 100 no's, you guys have to do double that amount in cold calls. You guys have to keep calling and not stop until you build at least your first 4 to 5 clients and keep them consistent. Now, the second piece of advice is tracking your numbers. Now, this could be for beginner agency owners or more intermediate to advanced ones, because I know that I didn't track my numbers till more recently. Let's say you're a beginner, you guys need to see exactly how many cold calls you're doing. Let's say you're doing 100 calls a day, right? So that's 100 calls. And let's say out of that, you are getting, let's say you're getting 80 answered calls, which is quite good. But this gives you one piece of number. This is basically giving you your show rate on that initial intro call or your reception. Are you getting past the receptionist? Are you getting to the owner? That's what's considered answered. And then with
Yeah.
that being said, let's say out of that 80, you guys are going to get literally maybe 5 demos, maybe even less, right? So now you guys know your conversion percentage from an answered call of the owner to a demo. How well are you conveying that you can do this job for them? Then from that demo, let's say you get one close, no matter the price, no matter if it's a free trial, you guys can consider that, as your close rate. So you guys need to track these numbers so that you know how many calls to do. You know how much work you need to put in to get your desired result. This close right here could be worth, let's say, 1K per month, right? So now you did 100 calls and it resulted in $1,000 per month. Let's say you want to do $10,000 per month. You need to do 10x this. You need to now do almost 1,000 calls with this ratio. You need to basically get 10 times the amount of demos and you need to close 10 times the amount of people. Now, obviously that's a base level, but it gives you guys something to visually see and track your performance.
Yeah.
Same thing with more advanced agency owners, right? Even when I was doing 20 to 30K per month, that world is entirely different. That's when you start hiring out people. That's when you need to manage people beyond yourself. I was not tracking anything. I did not know, even on a numbers basis, what our churn rate was. I didn't know how many clients we were keeping every month, how much additional revenue I needed to keep. And most importantly, I was not creating SOPs. I was not managing our employees, right? This is basically processes that you build inside your business. I was not, tracking any numbers in terms of our employees' performance, in terms of our clients, right? How much money were they generating? If I hopped on a call with them and they said they wanted to leave, I had no clue how many closes they had done, right? I had no clue how many appointments they got. So overall, just tracking numbers really, kind of changed things for me.
Yeah. And I like the mental model you have, which is, basically if I do 100 calls every single day, it's pretty much going to be unrealistic that I don't get at least like a few demos, and if I get a few demos, like if I get, let's say, 20 demos in a month, it is going to be then unrealistic that I don't get my first client and that I don't get my testimonial. And once I have my testimonials, um, again, it's going to be unrealistic that with those crazy testimonials of people saying that I have delivered on the result that I promised, it's then going to be unrealistic that uh, when I do run ads, for example, it doesn't work. Like it does work once you have everything in place. Um,
Absolutely. And that's just the analogy I'm going to leave you guys with is let's say you guys had, and this is exactly to your point, Thomas. So let's say you guys had, and this is a analogy by one of my favorite people, Sergio. He says that if you had a pot of gold, right, or let's say a desired result, that's the pot of gold, and you're here, you're this silly little 17-year-old, right, and they're telling you that if you work for 5 years, you will 100% achieve this pot of gold, right? So this could be $100,000 per month in your agency, right? That's my pot of gold, but I need to work my ass off no matter what for 5 years and it'll come, right?
yeah.
So the question is, like, I'll ask you this, Thomas, would you spend these 5 years working towards that?
Of course, I personally can't
Right.
see myself. One thing with me is like I just can't see myself doing the opposite. I just can't live myself being, let's say, an employee. That's just me
Absolutely.
personally, but yeah, I mean, a lot of people, I'm sure you kind of feel that way as well. Like you wouldn't want it any other way, which is why you just stick to it. But yeah, very interesting way of looking at it, and I do definitely agree.
Exactly. And beyond that, I mean, that's more into drive as well. Like, for example, me, you, and a lot of other people in the agency community, we have a desire to get to this for either our family, either emotional concern, either to prove ourselves. There's so many, you know, let's say emotional stuff
Mm.
that everyone can get into. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying that 5 years time is worth $100,000 a month, whether it is, whether it's not, whether it's too little time, whether it's too much time. I'm just saying that people, even if something is guaranteed over 5 years, let's say they will 100% reach 100,000 per month, they still won't put in the work just because they're lazy. And that's one of the biggest problems I see with the agency community. It took me 5 months of cold calling to even get my first 6 clients. It was painful. I couldn't close people. I would just keep cold calling. That's why at the end of those 6 months, I sold that person on 297 for a year because I was desperate. But that's what I needed to do to start everything. And with that being said, this whole analogy goes back to just work and understanding, right? So in
Yeah.
these 5 years, you'll learn what you need to learn. You'll experience what you need to experience. You'll make those mistakes. You'll lose chargebacks. You'll lose tons of money. You might go negative. You might spend too much on ad spend and can't close anyone. Your niche might be overtaken, might be saturated, and everyone is copying your ads. There will be so many problems, but at the end of the day, with time, you'll just get past all of them. And at some point, you will reach this. So that's just the thing I'm going to leave everyone off with. This is guaranteed for everyone. You just need to commit to that time. And no matter what happens, you just can't quit. You lose when you quit. It's the
Hmm.
only thing.
Yeah. No, definitely. Um, so Parsa, where can people find you? Can people learn more about this stuff?
Yeah, I'm starting to get into YouTube a little bit. I'm going to be giving you guys just live sales calls, me breaking down ads for you guys all on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to be posting a lot more there and just expect some raw content. It's just going to be me showing you guys how to run an agency,
Yeah.
from beginner to advanced. Um,
Yeah, and I
and
think
yeah,
that's missing right now. A lot of just people that actually own an agency and show like how they do everything.
absolutely.
Definitely, it's going to help a lot of people. So yeah, I'll link that in the description. And yeah, man, it was great having you on today.
Yeah, I appreciate
Anything
you.
anything you wanna I guess you wanna leave the people with?
No, guys, just work hard and it'll come. I'm not, someone too crazy. I just was able to work hard over a year and achieve it. And as well, thanks to Thomas for having me. And he's the one that got me into this space, anyways, a year and a half ago now. So, thank you, Thomas.
Yeah, no problem. All right, cool. See you, man.
All right, appreciate it.